Gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. And guys, today we're talking about a boot that has come highly recommended from many of you guys. That's the Danner Bull Run Chelsea boot. Now friends, I am jazzed to get into it. What do you say we jump right in? Now for what it's worth, I did buy these boots myself. I get a bunch of them sent out to me, but guys, it never changes the way I review them. You always get a straightforward review. Now this is a 100% American made boot. You can see the little flag there. These are made up in Portland, and I'll tell you what, on a recent trip, I was flying from Florida up to Alaska. On my connecting flight on my return, I went to PDX. I did get a couple of shots of these boots in the iconic PDX airport carpet. So I did take them home, if only for a moment. But I'll tell you what, I've had these boots for 3 months now. They've already been to Alaska, they've been around the country, and I got a lot to say about them. So guys, what I like to do typically is kind of work top down as if I'm wearing them. And that's when we get into essentially the hardware, the laces. Well, on a 6-inch Chelsea boot, you're not gonna see any hardware laces. The only thing to talk about up top is this pull tab, and that's very generous. I have big hands, guys, and I can actually get my finger in that pull tab, so I've been pretty happy about that. Of course, it's gonna have that flex there to help you get it on. And overall, I've been able to get in and out of these last 3 months very easily. And I'll tell you, they definitely are broken in, and the leather is doing well. So one of the first things we talk about is that leather. So that's gonna be some oiled, genuine leather, and it is a very durable leather. I think they kind of market it as a work boot, and I think as we get into the 6-month, 1-year range, we'll know a little bit more about how the leather is holding up. It's definitely in that work line, but not as tough as some of my other Pacific Northwest boots, like my Franks or my Whites or my Nicks. You get thicker leathers, and this is kind of an entry-level boot with a little bit thinner leather. But yeah, it's definitely holding up. And in terms of care and conditioning on this boot, I would say, guys, if you have any kind of conditioner in your closet, just probably run out and grab that. You don't have to go on Amazon or go buy anything specific if you already have a couple general use conditioners. It's not too picky, especially with it being in a work boot. You know, I'm not really trying to care if I darken it a shade or two. Just doesn't matter to me. So hang tight, guys. We'll be doing a cleaning video for this. I always have links in the description for the boots, for the products, and conditioners that I recommend, so check that out. I'll leave a link for some conditioner I would run on this boot with no problem. So really good leather on this boot so far. We'll hang back and see how it's doing. All this stitching is looking good. Nothing too crazy pulling up. Everything right out the gate looked really sharp. As you move into the boot, you'll see that it's lined. It's a lined boot, and that is a bit of a nylon liner. Guys, I'll tell you, I'm usually not these days a huge fan of lined boots. I actually prefer unlined, and I'll say, like, I have the Georgia Giant Romeos, I have the Boulder Summit boots by Limbs. I have different boots that have that mesh lining, and I would say my feet more often than not are hotter and sweatier in a mesh lined boot than just an unlined. I have a bunch of Chelsea boots. Check out all my different Chelsea videos. I have a comparison video. This will end up in a future Chelsea comparison video, but I don't need the liner for sure for comfort or anything like that in terms of the lining going inside the boot. It does have a little bit of a toe structure, and then the heel counter is going to have some structure in there as well. Stiffener across the back here, you'll see a stay that goes up to the pull tab. It's all connected one piece. Coming out, I have a dog. That's a lot of dog hair. So this is that open cell polyurethane foam, and then it has another layer of some more of that mesh lining on it. Nothing to write home about. It's kind of thin. It has a little bit more padding around the heel, but it's doing its job. The cool thing about this, I like when boots give you a removable liner. Then if you want to get something, like I've done different videos on these wool boot liners, if you need a little bit of arch support, orthopedics or something, this gives you a perfect mold to trace on. So that's one thing I like about the removable. You just put that on that felt, then cut it out, and it'll fit perfectly. But this thing's gonna wear out. I doubt it makes it the year. Boy, that's a lot of dog hair. But at any rate, guys, removable liner there. Down into the midsole. Definitely has been proven to be a pretty comfortable construction boot. It does go, it obviously they're marketing this for guys in the trades and stuff. That's why it has that particular outsole that we're going to get into. But again, 3 months and the boot's definitely broken in. And I would say on a daily basis, I have plenty of support there in that midsole. You're not going to see a whole lot going on in there just because these boots are made where all the cushion and comfort is coming out on this traction tread type outsole there. But tucked in there, guys, they do actually put a steel shank that's going to give you a little bit more support. Guys, you know, working construction and standing all day, you're going to want that in there, and so it's built into this boot. Cool thing is, like when I was going through the airport, I can just tear them off quickly, throw them in the little bin, go through the scanner and do the whole thing, and then throw them back on. So I love a good Chelsea boot for all the many reasons. In and out, I'm in my camper now, in and out of the house, the camper, doing stuff like that. I love just throwing a boot on and off. So this boot, the upper is held to the midsole and the lower with a stitch down construction. So we've talked a lot about stitch down on the channel. Guys, it's gonna come all the way around 360, and it makes for a little bit wider footprint. So if you compare this to something that has a Goodyear welt construction, Blake, or you know, something like the Rossi boots or the Redback boots that are just kind of glued and molded on there, it's going to be a lot tighter fit. So on dress boots and stuff, you'd never really see much of a stitch down just because it makes it wider. In fact, there's enough material there for another row of stitching. You'll see that on some of the Whites and Franks and stuff. You'll see 2 rows of stitching just to hold it on. Sometimes they come all the way through the outsole and you'll see the stitching across the bottom. This is something that's clearly going to be easy to be reconstructed. You can give it to your cobbler. They're going to throw on a new outsole maybe in an hour or less and get you running and gunning. That's a good thing because these outsoles tend to wear down really quickly. So unfortunately, you are going to go through several outsoles. If you want to keep this boot, if you want to have it for a good long time, you're going to go through some outsoles. But with that construction model, it's going to be easy to do. Now I'll tell you, it's an old world style, but I actually think in a strange way, it's growing again in popularity. It's super easy to make for the manufacturers, and a lot of people are liking it. Again, for a work boot or something, I don't mind it. But in a dress boot, it's just too clunky for me. And guys, that outsole there is probably one of the reasons you come to this boot, although you can change it out for something else. This is the Danner wedge. It's slip resistant, oil resistant. Guys, it's gonna be really comfortable, and it's not gonna track in a bunch of mud into the house. If you're the type to leave your boots on when you come indoors or not, it doesn't have any lugs to track that mud and stuff. Super comfortable for guys working in the trades, or just it's growing in popularity. That outsole, you're seeing them throw on everything. Every boot manufacturer has them. These guys are making their own, but of course you'll see a bunch of different companies that run that outsole. You're gonna burn through it. That's just the way it is. You can go ahead and do something where you put a lug outsole on there. You can go any different direction. Dr. Soles, I've seen people put heel stacks on these boots and stuff like that, so change out the profile completely. Different fun thing. Again, we're gonna see in the year mark if this leather holds up to a bunch of resoles or not. Some of the problems you'll get is these companies will market the boot is reconstructible, but I'll tell you what, in a year there's nothing left of the upper, so there's really no point in, you're better off just running out and buying a new boot. I'm seeing some good signs with this leather, and it has a bit of a cult following, this boot, already, so I think it's going to be one of those things where it really does last. But I always run these boots, put them through their paces, and so we're going to have to check back. So in terms of sizing and fit on this boot, this is built on their 503 last. Guys, it does come in very roomy. It's a pretty tall boot. If you check back, I have some duck feet boots, and they're really thin, like my toes hit the top of the boot. So pretty roomy there, pretty good in the width. And then it does still, after 3 months, seem to cup or grab my heel. A little bit of movement there in the neck of the boot, right here in the throat, if you will. The problem for me is on the left boot, my pinky toe is still hitting right here. And I'll tell you, I've put conditioner on there as I go for walks. It's right where that toe structure hits. It's right where my toe, right in that little spot right there. So unfortunately, Everything is very comfortable. My foot doesn't slip back and forth in them. Everything's going good except for my left pinky toe. So we're gonna keep after it, keep putting some conditioner and see if that changes. But I'll tell you what, it is very hard for me to wanna wear these boots too much because of that one issue. If it wasn't for that, everything's good. Now let me step back in time for a minute, because I ordered this boot here, 11.5, and I ordered an 11. That way I can talk to you guys about sizing. We're gonna have a quick and brief little discussion on sizing, and I think it's gonna be super helpful. So over here is the 11, and this is the 11.5. I went ahead and ordered both pairs, so if you were waiting for your 11s and they were out of stock, I apologize, but by the time this video comes out, these are probably back in stock and maybe they're on your feet. So what I did, and it's kind of a trick, is to order 2 pair and send back the one that doesn't fit. So I'm home in Colorado, but I'm actually looking at taking off to Florida soon. Just with shipping and stuff, I don't have the ability to play games. So I sent them both out, tried them on, and I'm going with the 11.5. Now, how did I get here? Of course, I do research just like you guys do. You're watching this video now. I'm trying to learn a little bit about sizing. I looked at stridewise.com. If you go over to his YouTube page, he has essentially the same size foot as I do, because he said he wears like 11 in an Iron Ranger, where I wear 11 in an Iron Ranger and such like that. So he doesn't have the Danner Bull Run Chelsea, but he does have the Danner Bull Run Mock Toe. In that, he went with the 11.5, and he thought maybe he could have sized down to the 11. So with that information, I almost ordered the 11 and just stuck with that. I was a little apprehensive though, because I have the Rossi boots. If you guys check back the channel, it's the Rossi Endura 301. Love that boot so much. It's always just been about a half size too small, so I don't end up wearing it. It's not the only one. I have other boots like that as well. And I don't want to grow a collection that I just can't use. And it's not fair to you guys, because I want to not only talk about sizing here, but I want to be able to do the 1-year review and give you an honest idea of how they last in a casual use of a year's time. Now it's the same thing with Rose Anvil. He was doing a video talking about the Danner Bull Run Chelsea. He didn't have it, but he had the mock toe. And so he said it's kind of built on the same last and should fit about the same. So I'm gleaning all this information, got them here, boots on the ground, and the 11.5 is a go. I can wear these, but they were automatically crunching my feet. Not gonna work for me. I'm a size 12 on a Brannick device. My left foot is right at a 12. My right is just shy of it. So I'm a 12. And I brought out some other boots here, so that way I can show you guys what I wear in them compared to the 11.5 here. So I'm a size 12 on a Brannick, 11.5 here. This is a Rock Rooster boot. Not sure if you guys own it or not. I'm an 11.5 in the Rock Rooster. Moving over here to the Limbs Boulder Summit boot, I'm a size 12. So this one here is a good fit for me. It's not too big by any stretch. And 12 over there at Thursday Boot Company. This is a Chelsea boot. This is their general purpose in that rough out leather. I'm a 11.5 in these, and all my other Thursday boots. My original Thursday was a 12. Never felt too big. I went ahead and sized half a size down, and it's been great for me. Now at Red Wing, I'm an 11. So 11 in the Iron Ranger, such an iconic, love this boot. So I hope that helps you a little bit in terms of sizing, just gives you a rough idea of maybe what size you should get. Use that information as well, and I encourage you to always check the comments. There's gentlemen always leaving their sizing ideas and stuff like that too. So I'll tell you what, friends, we covered a lot in this video. We talked about sizing, fit, the build quality, the construction. Sometimes I miss stuff along the way. We talk about how to condition it. We're gonna do a separate video on that as well. If you're conditioning them at all, you're in the top 5–10% of guys. I think I always say that just because I don't think guys condition their boots enough. I'm actually at a county fair right now, and I look around, I see all these dry, dead boots, so I can tell you that I'm probably not far off on that 5 to 10 percentile. But guys, throw a little conditioner on these from time to time. Let me know if there's any questions. Guys, we're gonna get out and take these things on an adventure, so hang back for the adventure. But I'm an open book, and make sure and ask anything you have. So friends, we made our way over to Swanee Springs. I'm up here in kind of North Florida, so we can take these Danner boots on a little adventure. Well, friends, I sure hope you enjoyed that adventure. I'll tell you what, I did, and I'm loving these boot reviews. Let me know what you think about the Danner Bull Run Chelsea boot. I got a link to it in the description. Make sure and click through. It's not gonna cost you any extra. It's just gonna tell them I sent you there and help me keep doing videos just like this. I'm having a blast at this, guys. I hope you are too. Until the next video, God bless, and hey, don't forget to give your boots some love from time to time. If you like this one, we got a bunch of content just like this. Check out the channel. We have everything in playlists, anything from more men's boots to menswear. Check back often. We got a bunch of great stuff coming up on the channel. Till the next one, God bless, and we'll catch you then.